Hey everyone, welcome to the Eternal Quest Tarot. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for choosing to watch this video, and a special thank you to all of you that have subscribed to my new YouTube channel. I really appreciate your presence, your viewership, your comments, your emails to me. So thank you again for your love and your support. Today we are going to do another pick-a-pile reading. And this one is going to be looking at your person's thoughts and emotions and their overall energy towards you, towards this connection, everything that they are going through, everything that they are feeling and thinking when they think of you and when they think of your relationship from the recent past, or maybe it has been a while since you've talked to them. So as the title says, this is going to be for a no contact type of situation. And by type of, I mean no contact to minimum contact. Okay, where you have, where you don't have the avenue and the opportunity to ask them directly these type of questions. You know, what are you thinking? What are you feeling? And it leaves you wondering. So that is what we are going to look into today, and as always I have 3 piles to choose from. If you choose the clear quartz crystal disc, you are pile 1 with the Morgan Greer Tarot. Whoops. If you chose this blue crystal, I do believe that this is sardonyx, some kind of a sardonyx crystal. I could be wrong, but if you chose this blue crystal with the golden tarot, you are pile 2. And if you chose the black and gray, I think this is smoke and shadows or something like that. It's got a beautiful name, but I keep forgetting. Crystal with the Psychic Tarot by John Holland, you are pile number 3. So as always, go by your first instinct. That first instinct is really right. Follow your intuition, your gut feeling, and believe that that would be your pile. And yeah, I'll have the timestamps in the description box as well as pinned to the comments section beneath this video. And yeah, click on it and it will take you straight to your reading. I will see you there. Hello pile 1, so if you chose this clear quartz crystal disc with the Morgan Greer Tarot, this is your reading. Welcome. And today, as I said in the intro, which you might have skipped or maybe you watched it, we are looking into your person's feelings, thoughts and emotions, and how and what is it that they think about, how do they feel when they think of your relationship and your connection. Now, my intention is to read for a no contact to a low contact or a minimum contact situation or relationship. And I hope that with this reading, we are starting with the beautiful Queen of Cups. My intention is that this reading provides you some answers that you're looking for. And we have the Ace of Swords. So Queen of Cups and Ace of Swords. My intention is to provide you the answers you're looking for and some insight into their feelings. Then we have the 10 of Cups. Okay, we're starting on a very positive read for pile 1. This is making me think that they are acknowledging their emotions, they're owning their emotions, they have a real sense of clarity when it comes to this connection. I'm sorry if you hear the pitter-patter of animal feet, that's just my dog. She's going back and forth out of the room, sighing really loud, and she's just trying to settle in beside me. So as I was saying, we are starting off on a very good note. Your person, I feel like, is really acknowledging and owning how they feel about you. So in the past, if they have come across as someone who is kind of closed off and do not show their emotions a lot, and they have maybe left you wondering how they feel, And I feel like, you know, this emotional clarity also comes in with a lot of clarity, mental clarity. That is, you know, like feeling like this plan to move ahead in the relationship is now forming, and now seeming to them as a real possibility. Okay. And the Ten of Cups is about emotional fulfillment. They do feel with the idea of being with you. They do feel a sense of deep happiness, deep emotional contentment. So overall, we're starting with a very, very positive vibe for pile 1. And I'm quite excited to see where this reading goes. We have the Knight of Rods, which is the Knight of Wands energy. Okay. So this to me is, you know, action going forth towards you. Usually in the tarot, when we have a court card or any character in the tarot looking to the right versus looking to the left, the right to me is a direction of looking to the future, and, you know, feeling optimistic, feeling enthusiastic about the future and the future with you. And in case you're wondering, this also makes me feel, you know, in case you're wondering, are they going to reach out? This to me is a very positive sign that, you know, some kind of communication, reaching out, or some kind of action towards you in order to show you or tell you how they have been feeling, which is all positive towards you, is coming forth in this connection. So what a positive start. Even though it might not seem that way, believe the messages that you are getting. And it's also possible that you might be feeling it intuitively, as in something must have shifted in your energy as well, you know, in how you feel towards the connection, how you feel towards them, feeling more positive, feeling like they are in your energy, for lack of a better word. It's possible that you might be feeling it too. Then we have the Justice card, the energy of justice. Okay. How is your person feeling towards you? What are they thinking when they think about you and when they think about this connection? Then we have the Seven of Swords. Okay. How is your person feeling towards you, feeling towards the connection? Then we have the Page of Pentacles. Okay. How is your person feeling towards you, feeling towards the connection? For pile 1, we have the Judgment card. Let's check the bottom of the deck energy. Bottom of the deck, we have the Hierophant. Okay. I'm also seeing the Nine of Swords here. And Ace of Pentacles. Okay. All right. So, as I was talking about the cards on top row here, I'm still sticking to it. I feel like the emotions and the feelings and the desire for you, or the desire to reconnect with you, to rekindle the connection is there, okay? What might be causing a little bit of delay and why it is that you're not seeing them in your reality right now? Why haven't you had the actual felt experience of them reaching out to you is kind of, I feel, explained by the cards in the bottom row, okay? Where do I begin? Okay, so the bottom row is sandwiched between two cards. We see the Justice card here and we have the Judgment card, okay? So I feel like even though your person has a certain level of clarity now as to how they feel towards you, okay? How they see a possibility of a connection with you. And I feel like they have had some really major realizations and a sort of renewal of the energy. As I said in the beginning, you know, this might be something that you are feeling as well. Your energy might have changed. The previous, you know, whatever was the reason that resulted in this no contact situation, sadness, pain, conflict, misunderstandings and whatnot. I feel like you too have a new perspective of looking at it, and same is the case with them. What might be happening with them though, the Seven of Swords energy, is that they might be in a way kind of denying to themselves. I don't think that this deception is directed towards you, or it is kind of like a menacing, I don't know what the word is, but it's not ill-intentioned and not targeted or not directed towards you, but this is their inability to admit to themselves, I feel like, this new vibe, which is resulting in newer thoughts and newer emotions that they are feeling towards you. So there's a side of them that really wants to, you know, reach out and really wants to take action. Okay, but there is a side here, I feel like, in which they kind of go over the process of thinking and reconsidering. They're doing that a bit too much. Okay, and as of now, but if you were to ask me, like, is this going to pan out in the near future? Okay, is this going to pan out to them actually making the move and reaching out to you? I would say 100% yes, because I'm looking at the Page of Pentacles, and as I said, the characters in the tarot, if they are looking into the right, that's usually, you know, having thoughts about the future, vision of the future. And if they're looking to the left, they're somewhat kind of still thinking about the past. Okay, so even though these feelings up on top, which I feel like is the more prominent vibe of your person, there are at times that this person, your person, looks back to the past and goes over the details of the past, and then based on that, you know, it's like this Page of Pentacles, instead of moving forward and planting that seed, this Page of Pentacles goes back a little bit and thinks about the right, the wrong, and just trying to evaluate, you know, evaluate everything that happened between the two of you. Regardless of that, okay, because of the presence of the Judgment card, the Ten of Cups, the Queen of Cups, the Ace of Swords, the Knight of Wands, the Hierophant, the Ace of Pentacles, okay, there is definitely the more prominent energy here is that of your person progressing and making some kind of contact with you. Now let me go over these cards. The Hierophant, okay. The Hierophant is actually bringing in two kinds of messages, and this might be for, you know, relevant to you, or maybe if it is not, leave it. It is for someone else who's watching this reading. But I feel like your person has really taken the time to work on themselves, and this might be through guidance, okay, that they have received from either like a counselor, a mental health worker, someone spiritual, even in their religious community. And I feel like that has really affected their personal growth and this perspective shift that they have had, which I totally sense towards you and towards this connection. So that's one message that I'm intuitively getting with the Hierophant. The second is that your person, I feel like, is now in this place where they are thinking about long-term connection. So if you're seeking marriage or a marriage type of situation, if that is what you're wanting to experience with your person, I feel like in the past they might not be in the same boat as you are, or maybe they were not considering the long-term potential of this connection, and they were allowing, you know, whatever happened that led to this separation between the two of you, they were allowing that to really dictate and be just reactive to everything that was happening. But I feel like they have taken the time to really work on themselves, and now they are thinking from a long-term perspective and discovering on their own how beautiful this connection is with you. Okay, this Ten of Cups talks about, deep emotional fulfillment, really feeling truly happy with someone and wanting to build a life of happiness. They are acknowledging that. In the past, I feel like their own thoughts and their own restrictive way of thinking, their own fears, it could be, you know, their own wounding that held them back somewhat from seeing it clearly. And I feel that fog has definitely been lifted. And they are now acknowledging the beauty of this connection and the long-term potential of the connection with that Hierophant. With the Ace of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is the energy of someone who is quite an independent spirit. This is someone who is capable of taking care of themselves. And I feel like your person sort of wants to show you in a way that they have really grown up, that they have really, you know, done the work, as I said, on themselves, and they now are more in touch with their emotions. Not only that, but also that they are able to manage their emotions really well. And I feel like this is a very important change that they now realize that they have made about themselves. And I don't know why, like they really want to demonstrate it to you that they have grown. They have really grown up from what you knew about them or how you viewed them. And it's almost like they want to show you that they are now speaking from a more balanced place, because the Nine of Cups, like I said, is the energy of an independent spirit. Generally, or sometimes, this also means that they are somewhat attached to their, you know, like being single kind of status, but I'm not getting the feeling with that, and that's because of the Ace of Pentacles. It's like this person is saying that I have built my garden, my internal emotional environment, the way that I've always wanted it to be, and in the past I was not fixed in a way, and my perception was flawed, and I didn't really understand my own emotions, how I felt towards you. Okay, this is what I feel like they're wanting to say to you, and now they are ready to begin something, and the kind of beginning that is, you know, kind of like planting a seed, and knowing that it would grow into this beautiful vision that they have with you, which is, I feel like, denoted or explained or symbolized through the Ten of Cups card. And so I feel like when you make a contact with them, you are bound to see some really big changes with your person, some delightful changes that are going to make you happy. And I feel like the conversations that you would have with them would be far more mature in a way, far more emotionally balanced. And, you know, talking about the long term, like, hey, can we really get together? And can we really do this? Do you want to give this relationship your 100%? And I feel like that is where you'll find your person ready to give you what I feel like you might have been waiting for. Okay, so there is somewhat of a back and forth right now, as I see in these two cards, but I feel like the overwhelming energy of this spread for Pile 1 is that your person is ready, far more ready than they have been in the past, to begin their conversation, to open up and to talk about a possibility of building this connection and reaching this Ten of Cups situation. Okay, so that's amazing. That makes me really happy for you guys. And yeah, let's get some more cards and see what else is going on. Okay, this jumped up. We have the Ten of Pentacles in the tarot, and I'm gonna intuitively you know, put it upright. So as I said, long-term connection. I feel like your person might not be, or they have in the past resisted even talking about it. Then we have the Tower. Okay, the Tower energy, which, you know, the Tower energy is not is not always bad. I know that more often than not, the Tower is looked at as a negative card. But to me, the kind of, the disruption that Tower brings in, or the breakdown that Tower brings in, I feel like it's very necessary for, because you have to shed the old to then begin something new. Okay. So we have the Ten of Pentacles. For some of you, this might also mean that your person, like I'm getting a third party situation, and it would maybe for some of you means that in order to move forward with you, now that your person is evaluating this connection. So, now with the third party situation, I'm also getting, like, for some of you, that in order to move forward in this connection, they might have to go through divorce or figure out what to do about this connection, and then sort of have a new beginning with you. We have the Seven of Cups. Ooh, okay. How is your person thinking? What are they feeling when they think about you? Then we have the King of Rods or King of Wands in reverse. Okay, so I feel like, yeah, this is talking about a third party type of situation for some of you. This might not be relevant to each and every one of you. And this could be kind of like the phase that your person is going through right now. Okay, it's almost as if, as the reading started, it's almost like the pile one reading is telling me two kinds of storylines here. And for some of you who know that this is not a third party situation, who are very aware of that, and it was only about your person, not being ready, not being mature enough, being reactive, needing some time to work on themselves, I think you can probably disregard these messages. Okay, but I feel like for some of you, definitely there has been a third party situation that has been playing out and kind of reaching this point where it's going to break. Okay, or your person maybe is going through breakup. Okay, and that explains why they have not really shown up in your reality with, the kind of relationship or offering you the kind of connection that you have desired up until this point. So like I said, with your reading, with pile one's reading, I'm getting two distinct storylines here. So if your person has been going through, if you know that there has been a third party situation, then they are going through the process of separating from that person. Okay, from ending whatever, situation that was. If it was a marriage, getting a divorce, and if it was like a live-in relationship, then moving out from that relationship. And the Tower here and the Seven of Cups and the reversed King of Wands too, in a way, that represents to me the current energy of your person who are, resolving this third party situation. It might be really affecting their energy levels. I feel like it's taking a toll on their, the fire in them, which is, which the fire energy in us is what we create with, is what we connect with when we think of creation or looking ahead and wanting to bring in something new, which is opening up this next chapter in their life. But right now, it's a very confusing, conflicting, and overwhelming kind of a time for them, in which they might be dealing with a lot of emotions coming up, as they are working their way through ending this previous connection, as I said. Okay, so that's, kind of like the storyline that I'm getting. I'm also going to get clarification for this top layer of cards and get some more So what's happening for this storyline, for this person that's actually in a third-party situation and in the process of ending it? We have the Eight of Swords. Look at that. Okay, so the Eight of Swords is kind of feeling stuck somewhat, okay? And of course you can see that this woman is all tied up and she thinks, she believes at this time that there is no way out, but she could easily walk out of this like cluster of swords that surround her and that keep her hostage and stuck in a situation. But the empowering message always with the Eight of Swords is that it is all in your mind, okay? So especially for those that know that your person is in another relationship, this could be an Eight of Swords that they're dealing with right now. Feeling really stuck, feeling hopeless. And what's important to note about this Eight of Swords is that not only is the power to free yourselves with you, not only that is the case, but that eventually with time, okay, this gets resolved. This certainly gets results. And why do I say that? Because I look at the bottom of the deck energy, okay? The bottom of the deck energy is that of a new beginning, opening up a new chapter. But with this tower moment, a difficult but necessary tower moment that your person is going through right now, in the moment, they might be feeling like they are stuck, like there is no solution, that like there is no way out, okay? And it might be, of course, like understandably so, overwhelming them some as well. So let's get some more. How is your person, especially the one, okay, we have the Sun energy here. I feel like, okay, with this card, I distinctly felt like the only thing, okay, in this difficult phase of life in which they are trying to, you know, navigate a divorce, navigate a separation, and deal with the aftermath of the tower moment, I feel like the only thing that keeps your person going and driving them right now is the hope or the idea of a relationship with you. I really truly do think that. I feel like they might be, you know, in part, if not in whole, because this doesn't seem like a happy situation for them, even though from the outside it looks like a good connection. I feel like they feel quite trapped in you know, the Ten of Pentacles situation, and I'm looking at, you know, the two flags and their poles crossing each other. I just feel like even though from the outside it might look like really stable and that life is hunky-dory and, you know, everything's going great, I feel like they really feel trapped in that connection, in that relationship. And the only thing, part of it, the only thing that keeps them going, okay, is in part, you know, your connection to them and how much happiness it brings. And that, I feel like, kind of helps them calm down while they are navigating this complicated, messy situation with their ex, okay? Some of it is also, like I said, you know, most of it might be like this hope that they have about the future of, you know, either a relationship with you or, you know, that connections that give so much joy, they are possible, like seeing that they are a real possibility, okay? And of course for them, I feel like you symbolize that possibility, and you are you are their sun. You are their sun in this messy situation, whether they are, you know, expressing that to you or showing that to you. Possibly not, because this reading will resonate more for people who are in a no contact situation. But whether you can tell this or not, from the outside details, believe that they really see you as someone as bringing in so much joy, so much happiness, and the thought of like even a possibility of having that kind of a relationship does bring a lot of joy to them. Then we have the Hermit energy here. So yeah, I feel like your person is keeping all of this from you, keeping everything that is going on here with the third party. I feel like, you know, you have no idea about it and they are just, you know, dealing it with themselves. And I feel like, you know, with the Hermit energy, I really like that they're really retrieving within their shell in a way, because sometimes to bring in not only a transformation, but also to bring in a new mindset, okay? It's very kind of like a Herculean task. It's a task that requires your full attention, and more often than not, this kind of a transformation happens in isolation, okay? Either, you know, stepping away from this reading, but when we are going through a very transformative time, either life brings in conditions for us in which we are removed somewhat from you know, our social circle or society, or we kind of disconnect with them. So either those circumstances are brought in, or it's a voluntary kind of retrieval into your shell when you're so focused, because this kind of change, internal change, which is sometimes a Herculean amount of mental work, okay, that does take concentration and the necessity to be alone at this time. So even though I feel like you guys are not in contact, know that this is good. This is good and actually working for your connection. I almost want to say that right now there's a lot going on, especially for those who know that that person is in a third party situation, okay? And coming out of it, okay, even though they are not in contact, coming out of it, they would be far more ready to give you the kind of relationship that you have been hoping for. So what I would want to say to you, looking at your cards and this reading and how it has panned out up until now, know that your person hasn't forgotten you. Know that they still see you as someone who brings in a lot of joy, brings in a lot of hope. Like, you know, as I said, simply put, you are their sun, and it keeps them going, the hope of a real relationship with you. But I feel like, you know, they're not totally and 100% doing this just to like get to you, even though that's going to be the outcome, because you are also hoping for that. So, and even if you do decide not to wait until all of this unfolds, that's fine. Either ways, you know, path A, path B, either choose to wait and see where this goes, or you could choose to move on and not, you know, simply sit around and wait, because there's no telling how long this is going to take, right? But for them, for your person, I feel like they really think about the connection that they have shared with you. And that makes them, in a way, compare it almost to this seemingly stable connection that they have with their soon-to-be ex-partner. And it's the beauty of your connection with them that has, in a way, really impacted this entire, like even this tower moment happening in their life, which I totally believe that the tower, even though it's, you know, circumstances out of our control, and things shift and things change, I feel like, I take my words back. I know that we invite these situations subconsciously, so maybe, sometimes not consciously, but we are inviting these situations into our lives. We are inviting a tower moment because we are deep down looking for change. So your relationship, your connection with them, I feel like is very much a memory, a pleasant memory, something that brings them a lot of joy. And it is their hope, I feel like, that they would be able to, at the end of this, reconnect with you and, you know, build something real with you with the Ace of Pentacles. So that much I feel really, really strongly in my entire body as I'm saying this. But right now they are actually doing it the right way. They are retrieving into their shell. They're not bringing, you know, other people or like you into this difficult, you know, kind of like mess that they're dealing with. Your person might also be just by nature kind of like a shy or an introspective kind of a person that doesn't talk much, that doesn't share much. Maybe that was always the case with your person. That's possible. And now even more so. So don't allow this no contact to look all bad is what I want to say to pile one. And trust that when things shift, which they definitely will, but when things shift for you, it's going to be, you know, more in alignment with both your energies, where you are really able to have the type of conversations with each other that you are actually wanting. Okay, let me bring in some oracle cards and see what else comes up. Which ones should we go to? I think I'll go with my island. It's a very weird name for a love oracle deck. It's Island Time Wellness cards. So let's see, what is your person going through right now as they think about you in this no contact situation? So like I said, two different storylines. Even if you know that your person is not in a third party situation, know that, you know, they sometimes do look at the past and wonder about it. But that does not mean that your person will not come towards you. I really feel like for pile one especially, that it's inevitable. It's a question of when is that going to happen, not if it's going to happen. I really feel that. I like you. Someone likes you. Romance is booming. Flirting, wanting to date. Okay, so I'm gonna go with, you know, interpreting this card in the context of the reading. So maybe not all the messages is what I'm saying I'm going to take here, but like I said, your person really admires you. You're their sun. They really like certain things about you, things that really make them happy and make them see you as a long-term potential partner, and wanting to get to know you, the real you. Maybe for some of you, you know, you have not in the past, like you have not dated much really, and your person wants to do that. I feel like really get to know the real you because they already like what they have seen so far. Mask. No, someone in this like relationship is wearing a mask, and I feel this mask is about that Seven of Swords energy that we saw earlier in the tarot reading, and I feel like it could mean a couple of things, maybe both of them in your situation, or at least one of them. One could be being somewhat in a state of denial, where your person denies this clarity of thought that they see with the Eight of Swords that we saw. The Seven of Swords came up as a clarifying card for it, and somewhat there's still that, you know, being in a state of denial and not really acknowledging everything that they are experiencing as they are going through this renewal of energy in judgments, all the new thoughts and whatnot, and constantly going back and evaluating it. And the other could be, like, as I said, your person might not be really showing you anything or telling you anything, but that doesn't mean that things are not happening under the surface. Okay, if this is a low contact or a minimal contact situation, I feel like when you see your person, you might think, you know, oh, they're happy without me, and they've probably moved on, and yeah, your person really does focus on putting on that mask and not showing you really how they feel or what they're going through. Could be somewhat challenging, always has been maybe for your person. But yeah, then we have, oh, Cupid's arrow. There are 2 cards, and wedding ring. Look at that. Cupid's arrow and wedding ring. Need I say more about these cards? I feel like there's, you know, so much potential here for the Cupid's arrow to strike again in this connection, and for a real long-term committed relationship with you. Okay, wedding rings. So is a union coming with your person? Definitely yes. Just let them, you know, go through what they're going through. Give it time. Give it time. Or, like I said, either ways would be fine. If you are choosing to move on at this time, then that's all right too. The next card is kisses. So having all these emotions, these lovely feelings towards you, wanting to kiss you, wanting to demonstrate their love. Not as yet maybe, but super soon. Maybe they even think of the kisses that you have shared with your person. But definitely the emotions that they send towards you, or what they send your way, are highly pleasant. Okay. We have a love call. Okay, so many positive cards for this pile. I'm really happy and excited for you guys to do this reading, to present this reading. So you are definitely going to get, and not necessarily a phone call, it could also like some kind of communication. Okay, it could be through any of the mediums, maybe through a letter, maybe through email. Maybe who sends a letter these days anyways, but through an email, through a text message, or maybe they would, you know, call. Karmic relationship. So like I said, some of you, third-party situation, this does come up in this reading. Not true for all of you, I feel like, but some of you definitely, they're dealing with the karmic relationship that they are stuck in right now. And you know, this causes a lot of turmoil, karmic relationships, in my opinion. And also sometimes like twin flame relationships. They are 2 types of kind of soulmate connections, in my opinion. How I don't define soulmates as like this one person who is supposed to step into our lives and make everything right, although I do understand that viewpoint. And if that is how you define a soulmate, then it's okay, and like stick to your own definition and what feels right to you. But how I view it are, you know, soulmate connections are formed in our life to teach us some really deep soul lessons, and twin flame connections and karmic relationships are these intense kind of ground, or they have a big potential to teach us these very important lessons by, you know, creating turmoil, by triggering us. So looking at, you know, what they might be going through, you know, fleeting triggers, turmoil, resentment, lessons, letting go, and loving you. So like I said, some of them, for some of you, your person definitely is working towards, oops, out of focus, is working towards letting go and ending a karmic situation with a karmic partner. So let's get one more. We have both receiving what you need, progression, arriving, moving on, closure issues. So definitely there is going to be movement, as I said, with the Knight of Wands energy there that we saw earlier, the Knight of Rods. Underneath the reversed King of Rods, which to me is, you know, the state of your person. If they are going through this third-party situation and closing out that relationship. So both, yeah, it talks about journey. It could also imply, like for some of you, that your person has to make an actual like physical journey, as in there might be physical distance between the two of you and coming towards you. But this is definitely the arrival, the reception of everything that you have been needing and wanting from this connection. Okay, I wanna let's see, where else can we go? What other messages? Which deck? Feeling a little lost here, confused about which deck to use. I think I'm gonna leave the reading here, you know, because yeah, that's how I intuitively feel. I feel like this reading kind of had enough meat and substance to it to give you kind of like the overall view of what's going on, what's going to happen. So if you would like, you know, an expansion on this read in whatever way, like say you're watching this video and you picked pile 1 and you want me to expand on something, do write it down in the comment section. I will do a read and then reply to that comment if needed. But I really do feel, you know, that it would be okay to leave the video reading, like this reading, at this point that we have reached in the reading. So yeah, that is all, pile 1. I do hope that this reading gives you tremendous hope. I do hope that it gives you the answers that you're looking for. And yeah, this is an overall very positive read. And what you choose to do, of course, I cannot tell you that. You might choose to wait for your person as they are navigating all of this mess that they are dealing with, or you know, kind of that perception shift which is taking a little bit of time. You may choose to wait for your person, or you may choose to move on. That is absolutely up to you to decide. And I hope that that decision is based on love and your emotions and how you feel about them, and it doesn't come from a place of lack, it doesn't come from a place of fear or any other negative emotion. Okay, that's what I can hope for you guys. So thank you so much for being here once again. Thank you so much for watching. All my private readings are paid what you can at this point of time. And yeah, I'm also doing a giveaway. So if you leave a comment under this video, I will enter you into the giveaway, and I will announce it in the beginning of August at some point, the July giveaway. And there is a chance to win a full length, which is around this long, like 45 minutes to an hour, maybe more. I do not restrict myself in terms of getting the messages, both in, you know, the free reading that I'm offering, and also if you book a reading with me, and it's pay what you can. So regardless of what you do decide to pay, it doesn't restrict how I do my part in bringing you the reading that you need and the messages that you need to hear. Okay, so thank you again, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Hi Pile 2, so this is for those of you that resonated with this blue crystal disc and the golden tarot. Welcome to your reading. So we are going to be looking into a no contact situation today with your person, or this reading, I must say, is for minimal to no contact, and we are going to be looking at your person's thoughts and emotions towards you and what they're feeling when they think of you, when they think of this connection. So I'm just coming out of a very wonderful reading for pile 1 people. So I'm interested in seeing where this reading will take me. And yeah, I'm going to be doing your tarot cards obviously first, and then I'm going to go to oracle messages. So we are starting with the 9 of Swords. Okay. What is your person thinking? How are they feeling towards you and towards this connection? Then we have the Queen of Swords, mental stress, being stuck more in their heads, a wounded energy, going through pain. And I'm going to draw clarifying cards for each of the cards on the top row. And we get some more about it. But right now I feel like your person is going through a painful situation. Could be because of this separation, this breakup that they have experienced, or let's see. We have the Ten of Wands. Feeling tired, feeling overwhelmed, feeling burdened, feeling like they have so much to do and so much to take care of. I'm sorry if you hear the pitter-patter of feet. It's my dog, Bella, trying to settle in beside me. So yeah. We have the Two of Swords in reverse. Bella, please sit down. Pick a spot and sit down. There we go. She is settled. Hopefully no more noises in the background. Okay, let's get clarifying cards for each of the cards in the read. We have the Four of Swords. Okay, so your person, the Nine of Swords being clarified by the Four of Swords. I feel like, yes, this is, this is some kind of a stress that they are going through. They could also be having some trouble sleeping, I feel like. And we have definitely a wounded energy that's coming from the character in the card. I'm not sure if you can see that. But I really feel like right now at this time your person is going through some kind of a mental stress, and that's kind of making them feel very overwhelmed, very tired. And with this reverse Two of Swords, it's like they cannot make up their minds about a decision. A decision needs to be arrived at for your person, and they have an inability at this time, even in its upright position. The Two of Swords is all about not being able to decide, not being able to choose. And to me, typically, the reason behind this inability is because we are focusing more on thoughts, and we are not really connecting with our feelings. We are not allowing our feelings to guide us, but we are trying to make a logical decision about something, and being stuck because of that, even in the upright position. In the reverse position, which is how this card has shown up for your reading, I feel like this is amplified. The energy of being stuck is amplified in a way. So the Queen of Swords to me is a very wounded, is a wounded queen, is a wounded energy, and she has been through a lot. And again, this is gender free. I'm saying she because it's the queen, but apply it to your person depending on whatever gender they are. But certainly the energy of someone who feels like they have come a long way out of a very long and important, hurtful journey or an experience, and it's somewhat. Not somewhat, it's basically what is affecting how they think about things. So this could mean in relationships, feeling like they are still going through or have recently gone through a lot of pain. Okay, I want to get more clarifying cards before I say that this pain is because of a like a breakup with you or like a separation, because I'm not getting that idea as of now, but I'm sensing that your person is dealing with the aftermath of that and feeling a little bit wiser because of the experiences. Okay, and it's like this new way of being, the new thoughts and the new perspectives that they have gained out of their past pain. That kind of guides their decision making. That guides, you know, what they choose to do next. So we have the Six of Cups. Yeah, so as I was saying, I was not sure if this was coming, you know, because of them coming out of, you know, your relationship, but I feel like it's definitely, this could be a recent breakup situation for most of you, if not all of you. And even if it's not a recent breakup, this to me, the Six of Cups clarifying our Queen of Swords, it talks about an emotional connection from the past, and you know, that still affecting them, really affecting them to this day. Or maybe, you know, they're just waking up to the realization that they are that they have lost you. Okay, this could be the way, you know, that this person seems to be crying in bed. It's, you know, memories and thinking of something, and there is a sort of meditative energy to the Four of Swords as well. So the Four of Swords is taking a pause and contemplating on everything that has gone down, okay, and sort of hoping to arrive at some sort of a decision, which is again denoted by our reversed Two of Swords. But at this time, I feel like your person must be keeping a lot of it bottled in, not really communicating with you, not really showing it to you if this is a minimal contact situation. I feel like they are actively hiding things, as in not sharing everything with you regarding this experience and how they feel after the breakup, because the Four of Swords energy is kind of a withdrawn and I need to figure this out myself kind of energy. Even with the Queen of Swords, I feel like your person feels, you know, like they need to do the thinking and figure this out themselves. And at the same time with the Ten of Wands, let's see what clarifies the Ten of Wands energy. We have the Page of Swords. Okay. All right. So with the Page of Swords, I feel like, you know, they have sort of, there is some clarity. They might have gained more insight into some of the aspects of your relationship, okay, learned a few lessons, but they're still not there, okay, and there's a desire, I feel like, to continue with this process, this mental process with your person, no matter how burdened they feel by it right now, and kind of overwhelmed and tired, almost tired, like really tired. And it feels like a situation where, you know, you don't want to be thinking about something because of how burdened it makes you feel, but at the same time you cannot stop thinking about it, and that makes you feel like there is something that needs to be figured out here, okay, some lessons that need to be learned, some wisdom that needs to be gained, and that might be unfolding in a stepwise fashion for your person, but they're not there yet, as in they don't have all the clarity yet. They're still kind of maturing into this wiser individual, much wiser than what they were before, or how they view themselves to be, because I feel like your person might already view themselves as really wise, as having like a certain level of clarity when it came to processing this connection, and they wanted to just, you know, okay, this connection was great, but now it's done, and I want to wrap it up and put it, you know, suppress it, put it in the back closet or the back of the closet, and I don't want to deal with it again, okay? Because I know what happened. Like there is a certain level of maturity that they do project onto themselves and feel like they are really smart when it comes to analyzing relationships, but yet at the same time, I feel like with your connection to them, it has kind of thrown them, you know, for a spin, because they don't want to be thinking about it, but it's like they are compelled, you know, their thoughts keep getting drawn to certain memories, certain aspects of the relationship, and that kind of, makes me think that they are needing to go through this mental processing to learn some important lessons to transform for their soul. This is a part of their kind of spiritual journey. Okay, so even though, no matter how tired and how sick of it they feel, and they don't know why they're doing so, I feel like with the Ten of Wands energy, like there is no sense of clear direction. It's completely like you're carrying this burden, and you're trying to burden of your thoughts, and you're trying to make your progress forward, and trying to gain that clarity, but you actually do not know, like, what's the purpose, and where you're headed. Sorry, that background noise again is my dog scratching herself. Okay. And with the reverse Two of Swords, I feel like, again, this stuck energy that comes in with the Two of Swords, amplify that. Imagine that energy amplified several times over with the reversed Two of Swords. Okay, so they are gaining some insight, some clarity, but they're not there yet, and whether they like it or not, they are having to spend a lot of time in contemplation and deep contemplation. Okay, and they are feeling pretty stressed out because of this, because it really is, I feel like it is what they're going through right now. I almost feel like doesn't align with the self-image they have of themselves as somebody who is very wise, and they just make sense of things when they unfold in their life, no matter, what happens. And they are quite at peace, and somebody who says, oh, I'm not easily disturbed, or I'm always good, and I'm always like at peace. But this connection with you is kind of making them really question that, like how good you really feel, and how true is it that you are always really good no matter what happens, and then you are this logical person that can, neatly tuck away everything in your experience and just continue living your life. So I feel like this kind of surprises them to a certain extent too. That's one emotion that I am getting. Let's get some more on the reversed Two of Swords. We have the reversed Ten of Swords again, and an inability, couldn't talk there for a second, an inability to put things to bed, I feel like, and always feeling like this connection with you is unfinished business. We have the Seven of Wands as the overall energy, and I'm also seeing the Moon. I'm also seeing death here. Yeah. So them feeling that, no matter how hard they try, and in the past they might have been even able to do this with other connections, go through some experience in a romantic connection, and then when it's over, they are able to like logically put things to bed. But here it's like they come and they are stuck, and they see that they are not able to figure it out as neatly as they have done in the past. And there are two reasons I feel like that come up for this. The Seven of Wands is standing your ground, but in this case I feel like it's talking about a stubborn sort of a energy, or a stubborn person. Your experience with them might have, shown the side of them to you as well. They might have come across as someone that find it really hard to, when their thoughts are challenged, when their position is challenged on something, and they kind of, they stick to their logic, they stick to their way of thinking, their experience, their conclusion. And I feel like this is because any kind of, or this kind of a challenge to their, their being, which I feel like they really identify a lot with their thoughts, with the way they think. I feel like this type of a challenge, any kind of a challenge, really makes them scared, almost afraid of what? And that's being explained by the death card. Afraid excuse me, afraid of the changes that this challenge might bring about in them. So I feel like this person is your person, for pile 2, is somebody who's really resistant to any kind of change, that, you know, any kind of challenge to their position. And, you know, sometimes circumstances, they demand from us that we view things differently, that we change our perspective. And this in itself might be very triggering to your person, triggering their fears, triggering their resistances, and afraid of change, afraid of changing, like really, really not wanting themselves to change and wanting always to remain in their comfort zone. And yet their connection to you, it's heavily on their minds, because they're not capable, or they have not managed, I must say, to put this connection to bed. Okay, and without that happening, I feel like your person doesn't feel good about themselves in a way. Like they don't feel comfortable in like leaving things just unanswered questions. And I mean unanswered not for you, but for them, you know, of their own experience. So this might be a connection that might have emotionally triggered them in ways that they have never felt triggered before, earlier in romantic relationships. So your connection to them and the way they experienced it, that must have really challenged and pushed their buttons, you know. Unfortunately, when that happens, it's an avenue for us to open up to this new perspective of looking at things and questioning, you know, our own beliefs. Oh my God, my dog, noisy dog, but I hope that's okay. Sorry about that, if that bothered you. But yeah, that's an opportunity when we get challenged to look within ourselves and look at our discomfort and look at our beliefs, look at our perspectives, and then change that. But I feel like your person is more adamant at this time with the 7 of Wands energy of, you know, continuing doing things the way they did in the past, because of a fear, the Moon and the Death card, a fear of change. Okay, so very kind of rigid energy, and for good reasons. Like I said, your person, their self-image or how they feel about themselves is they already consider themselves really wise and somebody who's in charge and somebody who has learned from the past and somebody you know, who can clearly think about things, but not this time. Okay, so I want to draw more cards and see what challenge your person is going through. I'm going to go to the Mystic Martian Oracle deck. So how is your person thinking and feeling? And hopefully I want to see if that answer comes through. I do want to see if, you know, things shift for them within themselves, that is. But right now what I can tell you is that you are heavily on your person's mind, but they're resisting what they need to learn, and in ways that they need to change. But let's see if we can get that answer, or see how this flows. We have foresight, planning, and strategy. Okay. Yeah, like I said, your person is really a logical, you know, finds their thoughts more dependable than their emotions. Like I said, the stuck energy in the Two of Swords, in my opinion, the reason why it gets stuck, and this is something is how I understand the energy of Two of Swords, is the reason why it is stuck is because, you know, the person in the Two of Swords situation is not connecting with their heart. We have movement, long distance travel, and excitement. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce these words. Okay. What is going on with pile 2's person? We have collaborations, meeting, and community. Okay, so right off the top of my head, I feel like, and I do not know how this information is significant. You might have to tell me that, but I feel like your person has some things that they need to do and need to take care of. A kind of, it could be a community that both of you belong to, okay? That may be professional or maybe like a mutual interest. And they are thinking about like an upcoming community event. Okay, again, when I say community, it can be literally like, you know, from the same neighborhood, or common interest, could be a work thing, right? And that involves like movement, that involves them traveling from point A to point B, and this could be one of the reasons why, you know, they are now thinking a lot about this connection and about you, okay? And they're, you know, in that mental state, you know, of planning, I feel like, of how they are going to execute meeting you at this event. You know, this information, if that resonates with you, do comment down below. We also have, we also have tall whites, uncertainty, distrust, guarded. Yeah, so the 7 of Wands energy. So it definitely feels like they at least they imagine or they think about, you know, certain events or reasons, whatever they might be, that might bring you both, put you both face to face, or at least in the same environment. You know, that's really the vibe that I'm getting from this party, the Galactic Federation that's happening in this card. And it, as I said, that could be one of the reasons why, you know, they are thinking about this connection, and they're really strategizing. Again, your person, as I said, is a more, you know, they're quite disconnected, I feel, at this time with their emotions. And they depend more on logic, depend more on thought, so they're really planning and strategizing how they're going to execute that, okay? And the fact that, you know, their past experiences have brought them to this place that makes them value logic, that makes them value intellect, value thought more than emotions, is something that really makes me feel sad almost for them. But yeah, that is what I'm seeing in the cards. Let me get some more on what is going on. Oops. Ooh. This is the Wisdom of Avalon Oracle deck. Oh, look at that. Jumped out. The Bard. Storytelling. Okay, so the Bard, those keywords might make sense to you, might resonate for you as you're watching this. But the Bard is someone, he's kind of like that eclectic, eccentric traveler, a storyteller that talks about, you know, his experiences from the past and shares that with the public. So your person might be in that kind of either a profession or like a pseudo-professional interest, or like a hobby in which they are talking about, or like counseling type of job, you know, like talking about their experiences and sharing that with others. And that also, I feel like, might be one of the contributing factors as to why they feel so restless, the 9 of Swords and 4 of Swords energy, when it comes to that disconnection, because they are unable to make sense of it in a way, and, you know, things that we have not made sense of. How can we even talk about them? How can we even share those experiences and talk about, you know, what we have learned through them, you know? So it could be somewhat, you know, related to what they do, or just something that they like doing. Part of their self-image, I feel like I'm getting, you know. We have the dog, loyalty, sincerity, unconditional love. Okay. I'm going to clarify that. I'm going to give myself time to connect with that energy. I feel like the kind of love that they received from you, okay? Your person in several ways was not ready to not only receive that love, but also to understand it. That's what I'm getting. And I feel like you gave them a taste of, you know, unconditional love and unconditional acceptance, and just your vibe, your loving vibe is so different, I feel like, than this person that has captured your heart in a way. And I feel like for them receiving that, because I feel like this is talking about you, this is talking about the energy that you brought in, like, you know, how our dogs love. I have a pet dog, obviously, that has been making noise throughout this reading. But dogs, they have big hearts. They love us unconditionally. They're quite faithful. And their feelings of how they feel towards us, they do not change, okay? They remain robust throughout their lifetime. And I feel like they recognized that sincerity of emotion, okay, with you and what you made this person experience. And that might be something so new and so different than what they have seen in their lives, that, you know, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to them. I mean, they must be telling themselves all kind of logical reasons why you should begin hating them, or should have hated them for this or that. I feel like your person is quite judgmental towards themselves too, in a way. I gotta sneeze. Oh God. Oh, I thought I had to sneeze. Hold on, I'll be right back. I'll take a sip of my coffee. Okay, thanks for bearing with me. I don't have to sneeze anymore, I hope. This happened yesterday through a private reading as well. And yeah. So, yeah, like I was saying, that they are quite judgmental towards themselves, quite harshly, I feel like. And maybe it also leaves them wondering, you know, like, why does this person, you know, my pile 2 people watching this video, why do they even love me? Why do they even care about me? So we have the frog, we have releasing emotional baggage, cleaning house. Okay, so letting go of certain things. So it does seem like we have synchronistic events, coincidence, magic with the Raven. So it does seem like your person, even though they might be resisting it right now and more often than not, I feel like life is really calling them, okay, to do the inner work and release the emotional kind of baggage that they carry. And I feel like 10 of Wands is also talking about that baggage, and that's because I feel like they're approaching it just logically instead of connecting with those really connecting with those emotions through their heart. And life is really calling them, okay? Life is constantly, I feel like, sending them reminders of you, or, you know, resources or people in their lives are being put in their path to get them to open up to this healing work, okay? I really feel that. Okay, let's get some more cards. What is going on with your person? Let's look at the lessons that they are learning right now, okay? Because I feel like your person is being prompted by the universe to you know, hey, take a look at that, or signs, synchronicities, symbols that will, you know, propel them one day to connecting with their emotions and really facing them head on. But let's look at the lesson, the soul lesson that your person is learning. I'm learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. So as I said, your person at this time, this is the Nine of Swords equivalent in an oracle card. So worry doesn't change anything. Them stressing over, you know, or trying to figure it out in their head, worrying about the past, worrying about the connection, not the connection's future, but like, you know, just stressing out about it. That doesn't help, is what they are learning at this point of time. So it seems like they will eventually get to a place where they will be able to relax at least a little bit. And they would do that through acceptance. I'm learning to accept the things that I cannot change. Okay, so like I said, at this point of time, your person might be more engaging with their thoughts, and what this does is that it brings a ton of resistance. Instead of really connecting to our heart and listening to the heart and responding to that, what we try to do is we try to bring in logic and quote unquote intelligent thought and try to figure everything out. Okay, we try to control the thoughts, we try to control circumstances, we try to control the events around us, but we reach a point where we discover very quickly actually that none of that works, and then we reach a place of acceptance, accepting the mess that you are in right now and those feelings and emotions that you're dealing with right now. That's step one to transforming yourself and therefore your future. So it seems that they are learning this lessons of needing to accept that they cannot figure it all out mentally, and they cannot resist change for too long. They cannot ignore the signs and synchronicities, and they have to deal with what it is that life is asking them to deal with emotionally, dropping the baggage, doing the healing work. So I feel like your person is slowly but steadily and gradually being brought to this place of acceptance. A beautiful, beautiful energy of surrender as well, you know. We have adversity, so their perspective of looking at challenges is changing. Like I said, your person really doesn't like when they are challenged, and instead of softening a challenge, softening them enough to learn the lessons, I feel like it makes them even more rigid in a way. But they're learning that adversity always doesn't mean something wrong or something bad. Sometimes it's there to teach us important lessons and transform. So they are waking up to all this, to all of that beautiful realization. We have gratitude. I'm thankful for this life and opportunity it presents. Okay, and this also makes me feel like third eye chakra, awakening the violet light. So they are, instead of, like I said, the moment we lean into acceptance and disconnect from always doing things, you know, like feeling like taking some action all the time is the way to figure everything out. When we lean into acceptance, okay, part of that is also changing our perspectives to everything that is in our life right now, the good and the bad, and knowing that the bad parts also serve a purpose. It's an opportunity, like I said, to look within, which is something that, you know, your person might not have practiced or done up until now, but they're going through immense transformation where they're learning all of these important lessons. Okay, I want to go into my love oracle and see see how they feel towards you. This is a heart-shaped oracle card deck, which you may or may not have seen previously on my channel. Oh, whoops. A little challenging to shuffle, but I'm kind of used to it now. Okay, so how is your person feeling towards you and this connection? Okay, we have the first card, don't make decisions based on guilt or what you think you should do, for it is only in being true to ourselves that we can be true to others. Okay. So like I said, your person is thinking a lot about you and this connection. And one of the parts of, this Nine of Swords that worries and keeps them up, I feel like causes them difficulties to even fall asleep, is the emotion of guilt that is coming through. Guilt in a way of like how they have acted towards you, okay? Now, they might be wanting to reach out to you or apologize to you or talk about this incident or happening or part of this relationship that makes them feel guilty, but at the same time they are not reaching out and they are not really speaking up about it. And what they are learning through that is that, just because they feel guilty doesn't make them ready to truly apologize to you, okay? Because there are still parts of them that are disconnected with their inner true self. Remember how I said that I kind of get the feeling that your person is the kind that, values logic, values thought way more than emotions. So I feel like a part of them knows that they need to be more honest and connected with the feelings that they have felt and are feeling, okay? And there is resistance now because allowing themselves to admit these feelings is going to bring in trouble for them because it's going to be painful. It's going to, make them transform, maybe demands from them that they transform, change their perspectives. Which is why they are resisting at the time. But I feel like this is a kind of like a knowledge. A part of them really knows that they owe you an apology for the way that they conducted this connection, and that guilt is a part of the Nine of Swords energy that they are experiencing. But they're not saying it, which is, I hope you see by now that it's a good thing in a way, because if you don't really get an apology, a heartfelt apology, it's pointless really, right? Can't even make matters worse. So they do understand that, and yeah, it's a good thing. It's a positive thing, at least how I see it. So what else? What's this person feeling? Honor and treasure your relationship, for it is truly sacred. Sacred union. So this makes me feel a couple of things. There is a possibility for some of you that this person will be back in your life, okay? And in time, because they are going through a lot, as we saw with the tarot and other oracle cards. But in time, if you are wondering, will I ever hear from them again? Will I talk to them again? Spirit is saying yes. And the other thing that, the message that I'm getting is that there is a need, prior to even stepping into your life, there is a need that your person recognizes fully that their connection to you is somewhat different than other relationships, and there's a sacredness to it. And usually when that happens, it's the kind of we make this conclusion, about the kind of connection that, you know, has brought a lot of joy in the past in our lives and really made us tremendously happy. And we are also, or has also been, the opportunity to learn some important lessons and something that is really changing us. So I feel like your person, there's a part of them that acknowledges the beauty of this connection. You know, like I said, they might have not experienced this kind of love before this. Okay, so it's something new. Yes, they're taking their time to like process their feelings and in the first place connect with their feelings, but it is something that is, they do acknowledge that is something really, really special about you. Remember the dog energy from the previous oracle card pulls that we saw in your read, and the sweetness, the loyalty, the sincerity, akin to how a dog loves us. If you're a dog lover watching this, you would know what I mean. Acceptance is the key to inner peace. At times we accept things as they are. There is no point in trying to change that which is beyond our control. Again, acceptance. This is the second time, you know, we had acceptance here with the soul journey cards. So learning to accept their feelings, learning to accept the status quo, and learning that sometimes, as I said, it's not about mentally trying to figure out how to bring about change, and also accepting things that are beyond our control. This could be them having to make peace with their past, letting the emotional baggage, you know, releasing the emotional baggage which could come from some other relationship too as well. Okay, and how that has affected them and your connection, seeing that. But first step is accepting how they feel, accepting, connecting with their emotions, and accepting the status quo as it is now, and then, you know, making plans to move ahead. But it doesn't come in without, like, step one to change is acceptance, as I said earlier. Okay? Let me get some cards from the Romance Angel. How is your person? Whoops, this jumped out. We have finances and career. Okay, seems like an odd and specific message for some of you. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. It could be that your person is trying to figure out their finances. Like I said, a surprising message, and if you're aware of it, maybe not for everybody, but definitely for someone. Spirit is saying, like, if you intuitively, if you are the one watching it and this made sense to you, and if you're wondering, like, could that be the reason, you know, why they are being distant? Here Spirit is saying, yes, that is the reason why, or it's affecting you. Let your friends help you. Taking guidance, okay, taking guidance from the people around you, well-meaning friends who have your back, being open to their advice. Okay, that's the kind of message. That is a message for some of you, again, out there, and I feel like it is for pile 2, like you watching this video, more so for you, more so than your person. Allow the wisdom of others, and maybe someone who has been through similar situation. Now, friends is something that, you know, put anyone who can provide you some guidance with this connection. Put them in, you know, like a friend definition, and yeah, that's the person that this reading is talking about. Okay. Passion. Follow your heart and soul to sing with, allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. This is making me feel like there is a level of physical attraction between the two of you, because Here's why I feel like Spirit is acknowledging that, you know, sexual chemistry still does exist between you and your person, because energetically you feel so different. You, as in you watching this video, and your person, they energetically, you guys feel so different. That, you know, why are you even connected energetically now with each other? And Spirit is acknowledging that, you know, there is a level of sexual attraction that's also, you know, kind of the reason why you're still thinking about them, or why they might still, you might still be on their minds, because the chemistry is something that you guys have felt towards each other, the sexual chemistry. Okay. Let not that cloud your judgment though, or whatever you do from your end. The message for you too, like, connect with your heart. And we have heart-to-heart conversation. So like I said, for me, there's definitely a future energy of this person coming back into your life, and opening that door and being open to communication. It is indicated, but understand that right now they have a lot of work to do on themselves to transform and to change and to be open and aligned to bring in this relationship in a real way. Okay, so I want to get more cards for you, specifically for you that are watching this reading, because a lot is going on with your person, and I want to get advice for you. What should you be doing? What should you be looking at in this no contact situation with your person going through so much, and you probably having to deal with waiting to hear from them. A personal issue reaches resolution. Okay, this is advice, taking in advice cards for you. What else? Whoops. We have, okay, no, too many cards flipped over. That's just me being a clumsy shuffler. When it's like one card that stands out, I usually take it. That's just my rule as a tarot reader. Every reader is different. But if it's like a whole bunch of cards dropping or flipping over, I just know that I'm not a good shuffler. So I just ignore that. We have hold your vision. Okay. I was about to say that with this, you know, it reaches resolution, that, you know, Spirit is asking you to be patient here, okay? Really be patient is the message. Even though keeping patience might feel, I feel like, because to me it feels quite heavy, and I feel like after watching this read and like so much your person is going through, you might be finding it a little challenging, but Spirit is saying, you know, hold your vision. And even with you, like if you're struggling with something, could be finance and career related, or any other area of your life where you're struggling to resolve something, that is going to reach its resolution, and could be this relationship as well. If you're waiting to hear from your person with this card, hold your vision, I would say wait, be patient. I can comfortably say that. I usually don't tell people what to do, and even like with this, I'm not telling you. You can choose to move on and manifest a different relationship, but this is that, you know, ray of hope that you probably do want to see and wanted to see. Have faith in your dreams. Yeah, again, like if this is the relationship that you're wanting to manifest, know that, you know, it it is a bit of a wait, okay, but would it be worth it, you know, waiting for your person? Absolutely. Would it be worth it if you do decide to do so? Okay. At bottom of the deck, I'm seeing a beautiful card. A time to give rather than take. So when we hold space for someone patiently, that to me is giving in love, you know. A new start is coming. So it is coming. It is, even though it might seem hopeless and dark right now, we have the new moon peeking through. So would it be worth it if you do decide to wait for this person to come around and to understand you better, have the ability to connect with you much more deeply? Spirit is saying yes, the change is coming, okay? So I'm going to leave your reading here. I do hope that this was helpful and it answered some of the questions that you might be plagued with, or, you know, wondering about, and that you found some sense of peace after watching this reading. Okay, much power to you. Thank you for being here. If you would like to book a private reading with me, all of them are, you know, pay what you can at this time. Also, I'm doing a free reading giveaway. The reading is offered in a video format, and it's about 45 minutes to an hour long. The free reading, that is, I'm talking about, and the way to enter that, all the details are in the description box of this video. The winner will be announced beginning of August, so let's say within the first week of August. And yeah, thank you so much for being here. Take care. I love you so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Hello, Pile 3. This is for those of you that resonated with this smoky quartz crystal and the Psychic Tarot by John Holland. This would be a reading. Let me take away the stone from the previous reading and put this one here. So we are going to be looking into your no contact situation, or minimum contact with your person, and taking a look into their thoughts, their emotions, and their energy when it comes to this connection, and what do they feel, what do they think of when they think of you, what is going on in their hearts and their minds. I'm going to start with the tarot first, as usual, and then we will go into oracle messages that want to come through for you. So we are starting with the Fool card, which is named New Beginnings in this tarot deck. Okay. What is their energy towards you? Pile 3. When they think of you, when they think of this connection. Then we have the Strength card with Power. Okay, another major Arcana card. What is their energy towards you? How do they feel? What do they think of? What is up with them for Pile 3 people? We have positive forward movement with the 8 of Wands. Okay. Really good cards so far. Really happy to see this layout so far, but we'll keep drawing the cards, and if you hear some noises in the background, that's my dog coming to settle in beside me as you do your reading. So then we have 7 Chariot, which is Triumph. Okay, so all the cards so far are speaking of a desire. I do want to get some clarification for the Strength card, which is Power, okay? But the rest of the cards, the 3 other cards that I see here for you guys, I feel like your person is really wanting, okay? They have that intention, a really strong intention set in their minds at this time to take some kind of a action towards you, okay? And I do feel like it is an action which is in line with what you have been wanting in this connection, because I see like positive movement forward and triumph, you know. So with the Strength card, I am going to get clarification for each of these energies here in the spread so far, but just looking at triumph and looking at power, which is, you know, to me, the Chariot card, the kind of progress that comes with the Chariot card, it's a transformed charioteer that brings about that forward movement. Okay, let me say that again. The kind of movement that comes with the Chariot card, it's because the charioteer who's driving the chariot, okay, in this case, the horse and the warrior on the horse, there's a certain level of preparedness, a transformation, new understanding, and new power that the chariot feels, new confidence, new level of confidence. And it's the integration of the beast within, and by beast in this sense, what I mean by that is, you know, everything in the past that has kept them disconnected and away from you. This could be their internal fears, this could be their negative patterns, negative way of thinking. But I feel like now your person is a totally transformed energy in which they have really worked on themselves, they have really engaged deeply with these limitations that they feel or felt at the time, you know, when you guys were in contact and the relationship was unfolding. And I feel like they have done a really massive amount of self-healing and self-work in order to feel more confident and make some, you know, progress, even to get to this place where the Fool, you know, the Fool energy is about taking leaps of faith. So your person, because of this no contact situation, they might be coming in blind themselves. That is, like, they themselves might not know where you are at, and yet there is this very strong desire, I feel like, with them to say some things, to do something, do something about this connection, to honor this connection. And with the Eight of Wands energy, usually this kind of communication, this kind of like indication or a kind of action coming from them is coming in, and it's coming up pretty fast. Okay, so that is good to see. That is good to see. Makes me really happy, because I'm always excited for people who have really taken the time to rise in their own power, their own strength, and any kind of action that is taken from this place of strength and power usually gives us the intended outcome, okay? When we change our state of being, okay, and an action that comes from this new state of being, a state of being that is more aligned with our desires, with what we want, that kind of action does give us some really great results and in line with what we have been hoping and wanting. Okay? So what is your person feeling and thinking? Let's get clarification for each of these cards. But so far, a really positive read. I'm really happy for you guys. Transformation. See, here we go. As I was talking about the Strength card, I really felt like your person has done a lot of inner work, self-healing, focusing, by taking the time to focus on themselves. And that is what might be going on in this no contact situation. And now, from a transformed place, you know, a lot of major arcana cards coming up also for your reading, which is something I do want to point out. And when that happens, it tells me that, you know, some major changes and major cycles the person whom we are reading for has been going through or is going through. And with the Death card, the transformation, like I said, when you reconnect with them again, you will really feel that their energy has transformed. And in the same line, I would like to say that their transformation, okay, for most of you, if not all of you, will either begin the process of transformation for yourself, or you'll see that as a reflection of how you have transformed. I feel like you guys have done a lot of work on yourselves as well and really changed your vibe and how you feel towards your person, this connection, relationships, love. So everything that you needed to look at in order to heal and really do the serious internal work, I feel like you guys have done a really good job of accomplishing that part. And therefore, your person's transformation, you might find it as a reflection, and it might not even come as a surprise, you know. If you have been intentionally trying to manifest, there is no trying actually, there is this strong desire, strong intention, which is put out into the world. So there is no trying. I don't think trying is a word that goes hand in hand with manifestation. But if you have experienced whatever you did, conflict, grief, etc., from this connection, you have too taken the time to value that, to honor that, and to change yourself to have it now reflect into your world. Okay? So for most of you, if not all of you, this transformation will not come as a surprise. And if it's the other way around, that your person had realized at some point, a phase just prior to this transformation, if they were the one like intentionally manifesting this connection, this relationship in your life, which might, in their life, sorry, which might be true for some of you, I feel like your interaction going forth with this person will be something that will make you see things differently, change your perspective, feel differently, feel more positive, more optimistic, and kind of becomes like the change, or the instigator of change, the beginning of change, seeing how your person is presenting themselves now in this connection. Okay, so which is awesome. This seems to be like a really intense spiritual journey. Okay, then we have Seven of Wands with patience and planning. Okay, so right now at the moment, a little bit of explanation of why this has not yet, come into your world, why they are still keeping away, keeping silent, is that, your person might be engaging in figuring things out as to how they want to execute that. I still feel with the Eight of Wands that this change is coming in soon, and through this reading, it's Spirit way of kind of alerting you to be open to receive what you have been wanting to receive, because if you're not prepared sometimes for that, it can take us by surprise. So I feel like your person is, in the process of really planning out and waiting, more so like keeping their patience and keeping their patience towards finding the right time to take that leap of faith, to strike, So they might still not have found the right opportunity and feeling more aligned. I'm seeing these two pillars in this card with the Seven of Wands in this tarot deck, and this is about feeling more stable, okay? Feeling more stable in their energy, feeling more grounded, okay? And like when everything aligns, we have these two equal pillars in the card that, when everything is like neat and tidy according to them, and when they are feeling really more balanced, I think. Although the Seven of Wands has a different meaning, in the general sort of sense, I feel like in this particular tarot reading with the rendition of the card, I feel like this is about, them wanting to feel more stable, balanced, and waiting for the right opportunity to strike, which might arrive sooner than you expect, sooner than they expect. So just a heads up. But really loving this reading so far for you guys, pile 3. And like I said, this seems to be a connection that has been quite spiritually awakening. Again, punctuating what I said is the third eye chakra card. And the third eye chakra is all about enlightenment, of being able to see things differently, of becoming more cognizant of the subtleties of life, shedding what was old with the transformation card or the death card, shedding what was old and gaining a new perspective on everything. And that includes your connection. So in the past, if it looked like, or if it felt like that your person was unable to appreciate your beauty, the beauty of this connection, they see it now. They see it very, very clearly because of having gone through their own personal transformation. Okay? This is amazing. I feel like a reconnection with them is going to feel so good and spiritually uplifting. And completely changed, like I said, from what you went through with them previously. We have the waiting game with triumph. Okay, so there's still a little bit of waiting. This is the two of swords energy. What is it? The waiting game. Is it two of swords or wands is red color? Yeah, two of swords. Yeah. And the bottom of the deck energy is conflict and despair. So we have the five of wands. The five of shoot, I keep forgetting. Okay, so the blue, the conflict and feeling defeated. This is pentacles. Okay, and the purple color is the sword. Okay, all right. So I still feel, I said what I said, but we see some difficult energies that have come up into your reading, okay? And I feel like this is Spirit's way of saying that while this is, this is still unfolding and while your person is completely transformed, I feel like, why the pause is continuing, right now, and might for a little while for you guys. Spirit is saying that there are some things that your person is still needing to work through, okay? And yes, this, this coming up of these two really difficult cards does surprise me, to be honest with you. It really does surprise me. And I was expecting, like up until now, we have all the positive cards, possible positive cards for you. So do I think your person is going to come back into your life transformed? Absolutely yes, because we have majority of the energy in the spread is supporting that. But Spirit is saying that from time to time, and this being the overall energy of this reading, and how I look at the bottom of the deck card is that for me it provides kind of like a snapshot of your current situation and kind of like the context within which to interpret the cards. So I feel like, as I said, the transformation that your person did go through, that came through a lot of conflict, inner conflict, and them feeling the pain, them feeling the despair, okay? And Spirit is saying that there is still some of that left, and it's there for a reason, for them to work it out even more. Because, when we are transforming, okay, transformation, what it is basically is sort of like a situation or a circumstance which asks us to look within and remove the barriers that we have within to bring something into our life. I hope that did not sound very cryptic, but in more simplistic terms, transformation occurs when we see that, the unfavorable, unhappy, uncomfortable situations in our life, they are here to teach us something about ourselves. And I do feel like your person has gained that insight, this important insight. So instead of fighting the circumstances outside, I feel like every time they go through this inner conflict and inner despair, you know, which they might still be going through from time to time, they do see it as an opportunity to take a step within, okay, and do the healing work that is being called to do of them. And they do that, I feel like, but there's still some things that need a resolution within your person, which kind of explains the Seven of Wands and the waiting game. The Seven of Wands, now it's making me think, you know, it's like the call for them to really keep standing in this new vibration that they have managed to create for themselves, because it's very easy to get triggered, okay, by outside circumstances, by some interactions, by, you know, any kind of stimuli that we see in our outside world. It's very easy to get triggered and to fall right back into our old self, which is like old pattern of thinking, old pattern of behavior, making the same choices. And it doesn't completely undo the work that we have done so far, but it definitely creates a pause, okay? So I feel like the waiting game is all about, and the Seven of Wands, and this card is talking about, is acknowledging their struggle as they are going through this radical transformation, okay? And sometimes them falling off the wagon, okay? Which is, like I said, supported by the other cards in the reading. They are just so powerful. I mean, this third eye chakra, transformation, power, triumph. This is talking about a major shift in your person's state of being, and slight delays when this happens, when they fall off the wagon, when they lose track, when they give in to their previous or like old self impulses. That is something that is going on with them right now, and they are struggling and fighting through that, although it is a good struggle, okay? And I feel like your person is well aware of that struggle being the good struggle, right? Because their whole perspective has changed. Something has really caused them to awaken and see things differently, and see their connection, their relationship to themselves, their relationship to you, thoughts about love, limiting beliefs, and all that. They have really woken up to this realization where things are shifting and transforming. But like I said, sometimes there is that push and pull between the old self and the new self, and they are fighting this battle, and they're winning. I feel like they're winning it each and every time, but that causes a little bit of delay. I do hope that my message here made sense the way I put it. I hope that, you know, it really, like I said, made sense and you understood what I'm saying. If there is some confusion or you didn't understand parts of it, please let me know in the comment section down below, and I will try to explain it in a different language or different words. Okay, let's get some more cards and see what your person is going through. I'm moving to the oracle cards here. What is your person going through for pile 3? But yeah, an intense transformation. They have been on quite the journey, a journey of a lifetime, I must say. And my heart goes out to them, and I'm sending whoever that is, wherever they are, I'm sending them much strength and much love. And to you too, watching this reading, because this is something that you might have experienced in your own life, where you get triggered by something and it feels like, oh my God, everything that I've done so far, worked on myself, has it been a waste of time? But no, you have to slowly bring your mind, bring your energy back to the new thing that you're focusing on, and maybe you understand this struggle. Okay, trust in divine detours. So like I said, there might be a little bit of detour, and the step back, you know, 2 steps forward, 1 step, or 3 steps forward, 1 step back. This sometimes comes across as like a detour. Like I said, whatever I've been working on, Up until this point, sometimes your person might be questioning, like, is this even right? Am I on the right track? Because here it is, I'm triggered, and here are these old feelings, the old way of looking at things, that's coming up again and again. And they come up for a reason. They come up for the person who's undergoing transformation to, keep looking at them and shifting them again and again until eventually they die. The old self, the old way of thinking, that really does die. Okay, and your person will find the support to do this process. I say that especially because of the third eye chakra. That is an intense spiritual awakening, something that is literally out of our hands. The other day I was talking with someone and they said, all this is well and good, like we were doing a spiritual reading, and similar, if not exactly the same kind of energy came through for the person we were reading for. And they said, all this is awesome, but a transformation will come through only if this person puts in the work. And I beg to differ. I, as a tarot reader and as a human being who has gone through transformation, gone through the struggle of questioning my old beliefs, changing them again and again and again, and getting triggered and feeling like I'm losing track and feeling like, what's the point? And have I even done the work before this? Because here it is, a fresh new set of stimuli in my world, and how I'm relating to them is in the exact same way. But because of this third eye chakra being such an intense change in perception and how you look at the world, it becomes almost impossible to fall into the old self again. And that is when this understanding comes through, that this might be just a minor detour, a minor pause, and it's here for a reason. And you begin trusting what you're seeing and not reacting to it. Learning not to react, learning not to fear what life is putting on your path. Okay? So I completely understand and relate to the energy of your person, actually. I understand it so deeply. And like I said, I wish them strength and love on this journey. Then we have the vulture spirit. Nothing is wasted. This is honoring your journey, honoring your experiences, honoring the pain, and knowing that none of it was without a purpose. Okay? This is a realization that your person might be awakening to and trying to remember as sort of like a broader context. Because, healing, when we say healing takes us to several different unprecedented, places. Things that we have not dealt with so far. We have not really taken the time prior to this healing process being started. We have not taken the time to look at it. And we sometimes, when we are on this journey, we find certain aspects of our life that to the conscious mind, they make no sense. The pain makes no sense. And it's only, later on that we are able to connect the dots and honor all the painful experiences from our past. And by past, I'm talking, it could even bring up stuff from your childhood, like a random experience from your childhood, something someone said, and that kind of got really stuck with you. And you see that as how you formed your limiting belief, or you're holding on, you're still carrying those words from that unpleasant interaction. Okay? And there is everybody that's going through like conscious transformation or changing, they reach a point where it's like we begin questioning, what was the point of all of this? What was the point of this experience or that experience, this pain, that pain? And we are unable to see their significance, or even why these memories are coming up, for example. Like, that doesn't seem relevant with the fact that I want to, this is where I want to head, and that's the kind of like new state of being that I want to create for myself. This experience doesn't seem related to that at all. But it is. It is. And as you work through your own healing process, without like resisting anything, without like trying to consciously or in your conscious minds, which is very limited in its understanding, if you do this in a non-resistant sort of a way, we eventually get the understanding that it was all connected. There was a necessity to heal, even, you know, that teeny tiny bit of pain that is coming from that one instance, in order to get aligned to this new reality that we are wanting to create. So that's the process that your person is going through right now. I feel like, and coming to these really deeper realizations. Oh, and as I was saying, like in the reading that I was doing the other time, and this was in person, a similar kind of vibe came through, and somebody said that, you know, all this is well and good, but it would only manifest if the person makes the effort. And I beg to differ. I feel like this kind of, you know, the third eye opening, and oh yeah, I did comment on it, the spiritual downloads, it's completely out of your hands. Like, life drags you through it, and there are only two options. You can either go kicking and screaming, or you can surrender. You can bring in the energy of trust, of acceptance, of everything that is going through in your life right now, and make it a little bit more pleasant for yourself. Okay? So this is something that they are not in charge, but definitely something that their soul, has called for. They might also share this experience, I feel like, with you, and you might find that their interest in spirituality, in esoteric sciences, in whatever format, because it's all the same, in Kabbalah, in witchcraft, I don't know what their exact area of interest might be, but they might express that they have started even meditating, bringing in these practices. Hummingbird spirit, be here now. So this is very powerful, okay? The energy of being present, right? I feel like your person through this process is learning the art of being present, of practicing. So this is something I feel like you might come to know about them, or maybe you already know. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. But they might be understanding the importance of being present, okay, and not allowing. This is a thing that you have to practice again and again until you not only get the hang of how this is done, but also understand the beauty of it, how important it is to disconnect your conscious mind from the past and thoughts about the future, which is, you know, they're basically the two things that cause all the despair and feeling conflicted and feelings of loss and all the negative feelings. They basically come from two things: thoughts about the future and worries about the past. And being present in this moment, disconnecting, disengaging from these two aspects, disengaging the mind, how peace-giving it is, you know. And through that we learn a lot of things. We learn that we live in a world that we create in our mind. We learn that by being present, we are honoring our true self, which is spirit, which for whom only the present moment exists. And also looking at when we, you know, because in this journey, healing journey, we are called to look at the past. But we also sort of understand the beauty of learning from the past, but then leaving the past where it belongs, and owning the lessons, owning the new vibe that we are trying to install in a way, or relate with, or this new state of being, that happens in the present moment. It cannot be in the future, it cannot be in the past. Okay? So the beauty of being present, of learning how to be present with their own emotions, also allowing whatever surfaces and whatever circumstances unfold, allowing that to unfold in the present moment without, like I said, resistance. They might be actively practicing the art of being present, and really engaging with this really powerful spiritual practice. Okay? Wow. Amazing. Amazing journey person has been. And like I said, to me, I kind of intuitively feel that this is a reflection of your journey as well, of what you have been going through. Grasshopper spirit, take a leap of faith. Very similar to this Fool energy here that we have in the tarot. So I really do feel like your person is actively intending to make some kind of a leap of faith, take some action, maybe send a message, talk to you. And this seems to be quite robust and almost, you know, like they're certain about, you know, that they're going to do this. They feel like it's almost important and necessary for their life, for the spiritual journey they have been, that they communicate with you, and show you, bring this new energy to you, because this relationship, I feel like, might be one of the reasons, if not all of the reasons, but one of the important reasons why they were, you know, driven down this path of internal, you know, personal transformation. So I feel like this card, Oracle card, once again kind of confirms that in the near future, and I say near future because of this Eight of Wands energy here, faster than you expect, is what I'll say. So if your expectation is like a year from now, 6 months from now, no, it's going to happen faster than that. Okay, keep that in mind. So this kind of reconfirms that they do intend to make a contact with you, a real kind of connection. And this might surprise you, okay? That's the other message that I'm getting, that you might be completely surprised as to how that happens and when that happens, and it might be something that catches you off guard, okay? And of course, like, don't sit and wonder about like when is that gonna unfold. Through this reading, I hope that you find that reassurance that it's gonna happen, and that you're able to let go of the wondering if you are. So leave it be, okay? And allow it to unfold in its own time. Okay, what do I want to look at next? I want to bring in some love messages with the True Love cards. Really large cards, size-wise, I mean. But, yeah. What is your person feeling and thinking towards you and about this connection? We have the Rainbow Reviver. Awesome. So the Rainbow Reviver is the energy of someone who is, it's a healed, childlike spirit, able to engage with their own energy, sustain themselves, create their own happiness. And this is often, I must say, this is often a side effect that comes from healing. You must have experienced this yourself if you've been focused on your healing. But a beautiful energy here where, you know, the Rainbow Reviver is able to disconnect in a healthy way from the circumstances and not let it affect their own vibe, you know. That's the kind of power that they are able to own and execute in their life again and again. So, like I said, transformation and enjoying the after effects of having done the work, because it really does lift the vibe. So this is what they are learning to do, to create their own joy, and enhancing their own ability to do so. Next we have love. This is about self-love. This is about being more open and connected to the energy of love. This is about being open to relationships. Beautiful, beautiful energy of love. Wow. I'm so happy to look at this card. Look at this person. Like, they are completely in tune, I feel like, with their surroundings. Far more open. And love is a powerful energy. Love is the energy of transformation. So as they are working through their own transformation, they must have, tapped into that energy of love, which, all kind of transformation, we are only able to be patient with it and to go through the difficult, sometimes difficult process of transformation and having to look at our own selves. We are able to do that because it is fueled by the emotion of love. That could be self-love, or it could be because we are in love with someone. Okay? So, and where there is love, there is no fear. That is why I feel like, for me, rising in your own power, means being more connected to the energy of love and doing everything in love. Okay? Wow. This is a beautiful energy that has stepped in and really uplifted this reading for you, Pile 3. And I'm really excited not only for your person, but also for you. Oh, whoops. What is your person going through at this time? What are they thinking? What are they feeling? The Garden. This is the ability that we all have, okay, to create our own garden. And this makes me think of a term by Neville Goddard, who was, if you haven't heard of him, he was a spiritual mystic back in the 50s, I want to say, or was it 70s? I'm not sure. I apologize for that. But he talked about pruning, okay, the act of pruning, which is snipping away at all of the weeds and all of the things that don't serve us, and think of this as a mental garden, okay? So this card to me is the energy of someone who's very in charge of their inner world. They are able to constantly keep themselves aligned, okay, with their heart's desire. And love being the central energy and the central card, I feel like it's coming from love. Either, it begins with self-love, so it's love towards themselves and love towards humanity in general, and a loving relationship, okay, which is their relationship with you, okay. So this is the energy of someone who understands the importance of weeding out the thoughts, the beliefs, the perceptions that do not serve you, to constantly be on top of that. And it does become easier with time, okay? But a gardener to me is someone who is so in charge of their inner world that it's very difficult to trigger that person anymore, or to get them to feel bad, because they know that they allow or disallow and can control everything in their inner world and their experience. So that is beautiful. Do I want to bring in another layer of message here? No, I feel like this is it for my pile 3 people. If you want an expansion on any of the cards that have come up, or you want me to reiterate the message in a different way, please comment. Please leave a comment below this video and I will get to it, or you can send me an email. It's in the description box. But I do hope that this reading resonated. I do hope that it was as hopeful as I feel about your situation, and that it uplifted your spirit as well, because this kind of transformation that they are going through and you're going through, it's life altering. It's it's simply amazing, for lack of a better word. But I'm really excited after having read these cards for you, and I hope that excitement is infectious and through this video you catch it too. I wish you all the best. If you're looking to book a private reading with me, all of my private readings are pay what you can at this time, and the way to book a reading is in the description below. Also, I'm doing a month-long giveaway, and the way to enter the giveaway, and it's a giveaway for a video reading which is approximately going to be this long, like 45 minutes to 1 hour. It could go longer depending on, like, I allow my intuition to guide me as to, you know, what I should be looking at and exploring more as I'm doing the reading, so it could be longer. But I'm doing that giveaway, and the way to enter that, all the details are in the description box below as well, so please feel free to check it out. And thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your time, your energy, and yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video.